All right, Alex Marlow, editor-in-chief, Breitbart, Vickie Paladino, New York City Councilwoman. Good to have you both here. Vickie, we're very likely now sending 3 of the craziest people in New York City to Washington, D.C.
Yes, we are. And I am angrier than hell. This is what you said in your opening monologue. There was so much, and everything that you said is so right. Brad Lander is an idiot. I cracked up when I heard that because I want more people to be able to say that. But let's look at this really seriously, as we should. Very low voter turnout yesterday. We are allowing this, the Democrats are suffering the consequences of giving up their power to the socialists. The socialists, the DSA, has infiltrated the Democratic Party and has been for quite some time. Here's the rub, Rob. Here's the rub, Rob. Anyway, they do not have to be seated. Speaker Johnson has it within his power not to seat these people because of their rhetoric and their anti-American stance. They made it very, very clear. For that one woman up in the Bronx, Chevalier or whatever the hell her name is, for her to say she would use the flag as a napkin to wipe her dirty hands, that's just a small smidgen of what they said about how they hate America. They should not be allowed to take this seat. Nobody's talking about that. Johnson, Speaker Johnson, has got the ability because the oath of office actually means something. And if it means something, then these people are unqualified to take the oath of office. Do away with that.
Alex, your thoughts? Yeah, well said. Alex, go ahead.
Yeah, it feels like this is just the Democrats announcing what they truly believe. I think anyone who's tracking the party knows that anyone who has a pro-Israel voice in the Democrat Party has been incredibly weak for a very long time. And anyone who opposes socialism, we already have socialism. Obamacare was a socialist thing. It's just as much as they could get away with at the time. And now we're just seeing that people want to abolish ICE. They don't believe we should have a border, doesn't believe Israel should have a right to exist, openly doesn't like capitalism, thinks that we should be able to seize property from the landlords. All of that is great that this is out in the open. To your point, Rob, that you started with, is a massive opportunity, but it's also incredibly frightening because if these people get any more momentum, they will destroy the country intentionally.
Yeah, they will. You know, there's people, Vickie, the people that are propping this up, I think it's so interesting to look at who's actually supporting these candidates. And when we looked at the demographics and you see just regular people, regular New Yorkers that live in these very blue districts, they don't want socialist candidates. They just want Democrat candidates. But you have these people. Let's show you Bob and Carola Jane. The Post did a nice write-up on these two. New York City elites, these are multimillionaires. They've pumped $30 million into socialist policies, universal basic income, free buses, rent freezes. They live in a $20 million Upper East Side townhouse. They've got a $20 million home in the Hamptons as well. And they are effectively avowed communists. Vickie, how do you describe these two on the screen?
Well, this is what I call the ivory tower people, the people who never, ever mix with real life. They have got themselves so insulated against what's going on. And they can do what they're doing, much like George Soros has funded so many of these protests that we saw. These are people who could afford to do this. Now, the fact that, if you notice, he is Middle Eastern. She's as white as a daisy. I'll probably be called a racist for that. I don't really care. It's true. In any case, they actually stated that in the article. Read it. When they say they married because of their differences in race. Now, anybody who tries to speak common sense, Rob, is another very big problem. You, me, anybody else, we're immediately labeled a racist. What do I think of them? I think they're garbage.
I feel you there completely. I got to leave it there. Vickie Paladino, Alex Marlow, good to have you both, guys. Thanks so much. Pray for this country. You know, everybody's reporting the same stories, the same spin. You turn the channel, it's always the same. But not us. We're different. We report the real news. No spin, just the facts. Turn to us, and you won't turn back.
Tune in to Rob Schmitt Tonight on Newsmax.